All right, we're here with Coach Barry, and Coach, just tell us right now, what is the situation with the linebackers? I know you're missing a couple of key guys, but at the same time, you have some younger guys getting reps.
You never want guys to be injured. You never want guys to miss time, even if they're veterans, But we got Chris Calippo out, hurt his back. We're being pretty precautionary with him. Devon Kennard's out with a hip. Shane Horton's out with a hip. Ross Cummings is out with a hamstring, and those are all guys that are 4th and 5th year guys for us. Mm-hmm. So the bad news is that they're missing time. The good news is I'm getting a bunch of young guys, a bunch of work, and a bunch of reps. So that's not always bad. It's really not.
Right.
This time of year, I'll take it because the Hayes Pillards of the world, the Marquis Simmons of the world, we just moved Deion Bailey to linebacker. So he's getting it. All those kids are getting a ton of work and a ton of reps and a ton of experience. So I don't mind it.
And can you kind of just tell us where you think that Hayes and Marquise are right now as far as being able to make an impact in 2011?
Well, both kids are running with the first group every other day, and I'll tell you exactly what I told them. It's a golden opportunity for them, and they're running with the ones. They're getting a ton of work out here on the field. Even when they're running with the second group. It's just a great opportunity for them to get better. And playing linebacker is feel, it's instincts, it's seeing things over and over again, and they're getting a great opportunity. So I told them, I said, hey, take advantage of it.
And the move of Deion Bailey from safety to linebacker, tell us what was behind that.
Well, I think a little bit it was kind of, we have quite a bit of numbers at the safety position, and we really looked at, we put all of our safeties on the board and said, who could we potentially move to linebacker? And we factored a bunch of things, a guy who's smart, a guy who's instinctual, a guy who's tough, a guy who could tackle, a guy that could get up in the box and play. And, we kind of just said, hey, I fought for Deion, and I said, I think this kid could be a hell of a will linebacker. So, and he's still, as far as the physicality, as far as tackling, he does all those things natural. Now, when you're used to playing 10 yards deep off the ball, now all of a sudden you go to 4 yards deep off the ball, things happen a lot faster. So he's still learning the nuances of the position and how to play it, but he's a talented kid, so I'm excited about it.
And as a linebacker coach, you have to appreciate his cover skills.
Oh, no question. And really where we've put him, he's the guy that's going to have to go out and cover down on slot receivers in our system and our structure of defense. So that's right up his alley. He can do that stuff fine. It's just a little bit unnatural for him when he's stuck in an A gap, in between a center and a guard. He's like, whoa, I've never been 4 yards in this mix before. So, but he'll be fine, and he's getting the hang of it. And I like where he's at right now after 3 days.
All right, you touched on some of the guys that are injured. Can you talk about some, the guys that you're bringing in, like Lamar Dawson and Anthony?
Yeah, sure. I'm jacked about those three. We got 3 really good players coming in. Obviously Lamar, Anthony Sario from Jersey, and then Trey Madden from right down the road here, so from Mission Viejo. So I think all 3 of them bring a certain element to the game. Lamar Dawson's a big physical kid that can run. He's got the whole package. Anthony Sario's a great athlete, real smart kid. Was committed to Stanford before we got him to come here. And then Trey is just a little, speed demon, 215-pound will linebacker that can run all over the place. So we got 3 really different linebackers, but all fit our system and our scheme very well. So I'm jacked up about all 3 of those kids. I think they're going to be really, they're going to come in and provide some great depth for us.
Do you have a spot in mind on where Lamar and Anthony are going to play?
Yeah, I do, but I'm not gonna share it with you or anybody else right now.
Okay,
but,
fair enough.
But I do. I came up with this theme when I was in the NFL. You ultimately, in our system, want to be able to find a linebacker that really can play Will, Mike, or Sam. There's really not that big a difference ultimately in what those positions do. Now sometimes the Will or Sam linebacker, they're out in space. The Mike linebacker obviously is always in the box. But in a perfect world, size, speed, and athleticism, you have a guy that can play. That's what Lamar is. Lamar really could play Will, could play Mike, could play Sam. Anthony, he really, maybe in a perfect world, could play all 3. Trey Madden's a will linebacker. Trey Madden's a guy that's going to, should be out in space. You should be blitzing him off the edge. Yeah. But that's the thing that I'm really excited about with Lamar. And I just got to sit down and finally just say, okay, this sucker is going to play at this position because he can play all three.
Yeah.
So the other two are kind of, earmarked into a certain spot. But Lamar's a guy. I mean, he's big enough to play Mike linebacker. He's athletic enough to play Will, and he's physical enough to play Sam. So, which is a good thing. That's the kind of guys I want to recruit. I would love to have the problem saying, geez Louise, where are we going to play him? What position is he going to play? That's a good problem to have.
And it is kind of nice now that you are able to recruit the guys you want.
Exactly.
And bring in to fit your system.
No question.
And obviously you're continuing to do that this year. So anyway, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us, and
Okay,
that was a great rundown.
Okay, buddy.